Onana. Onana's been linked, £45 million move. I wanted to go to you first on this, Mo. Is this a no-brainer for you? The Man United, how much of an improvement would Onana be to this Man United team?
He will take you. Okay, if you're performing now away from home, not being able to impose the way you play football, Onana right away gets you an extra player on the pitch. You can push players forward. You can impose your authority on the games away from home. It's not only because at home you don't have a problem this year. You played your football. You played the way that Ten Hag wanted to play, and it's proven by the points. Away from home, your players feel scared a little bit. I'm not sure if it's De Gea. They fall under pressure. They push themselves back, and everybody gets behind the ball. You cannot press. Onana gives you that extra player. You play 12 players on the pitch when you have the ball. So the goalkeeper gets involved. Also, his distribution, when you're under pressure from big teams like Liverpool, like Man City, like Arsenal, when you play away from home to these teams, they're going to try to press you high and prevent you from playing your football. He proved against Man City that he can bypass this press with passes if he has competent players around him. And based on your window, you're looking to get competent players that will allow him to pass the ball and bypass that press. So for me, Onana takes any team from being an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, 2 points extra right away. So I think Onana guarantees you at least 12 to 15 points a season, which is a lot. So 45 million is a bargain for him. I don't think you'll get him for that based on the Italian media. Inter said they will only sit at the table for 70 million euros. That's my understanding. That's the Italian media. That's Gazzetta and Corriere dello Sport. That's what they said. But we only can talk about the reports, right? We're not in the rooms with them. We can only talk about what's reported. English media said 45 to 50. Italian media said Inter, Ozilio said, I'm only going to sit at the table for 70 million euros, which is about 60 million pounds. So who do I believe? I have no idea. I'm not in the room with them.
I mean, if I'm anybody like sitting around knowing that United are about to get this takeover, I'm definitely gonna rinse you. Like, we're not talking we're we're not talking for anything less than like 70 million for anybody, right? I remember you guys are leaked to like that Hoyland guy as well. Like all of a sudden he went from like 30 to 75. Like everybody's waiting for you guys to get that bag, but you guys know you need a new goalkeeper. Like it is what it is. Onana, he can be kind of like I think over the top sometimes with some of his playing out of the back. Like I've seen clips of him where I was like, but I like risk takers more than people that are a little bit too safe, because you're always going to make mistakes, so it's one of those, but you have to get somebody that's comfortable on the ball because De Gea is just not that guy. And it looks like you guys may be shipping him off to Saudi Arabia or whatever, but like, it's just time. Like De Gea is such a good shot stopper, but he's had like his moment. I think Onana will be a perfect signing for United.
The,
Like
the, the thing is with De Gea is because we've been playing defensively in terms of the lower block when we defend, we don't pass it out the back. Well, he's been needed for his shot stopping ability because we're conceding more shots. To caveat that though, he's also one of the reasons why we concede so many shots because when we do try and play at the back, we just give it back to the opposition and then boom, onslaught of attacks, and then obviously his main attribute shines. I would happily take a goalkeeper with slightly less shot stopping ability and better feet because we would then even just concede less attacks anyway. So the high shot starting stats or the high shot stopping ability of a David De Gea would not be as needed as much because we won't concede as many shots or as many chances or clear cut chances with a ball playing goalkeeper. Now I would love Onana. I think he's a madman. I think he's insane in terms of what he does with the football at his feet for a goalkeeper is mental. But I need some of that. I've been used to David De Gea staying on his goal line for most of the time and getting a nosebleed when he's outside the box. Give me a guy who's the opposite, and I have some fun with it. We've been linked to other goalkeepers like the Diogo Costas, David Raya, Sanchez from Brighton is looking like he might be on his way out as well. So I think those
Jordan
are good
Pickford.
players as well. Yeah, we don't try about T-Rex. Don't worry about that. But yeah, we've been linked to these kind of players, and I think all four of them have their pros and cons. I just think I like Onana a bit more because I think he's got the European experience that we need. He's played under Ten Hag already as well. Had time with him at Ajax, and I think he'll be a better suit for that back line as well. So yeah, and also Diogo Costa, oh man, every time I watch him play, there's something stupid. He's just too young. I think he's just too young to handle the pressure of Manchester United. He would end up doing early De Gea mistakes with the ball at his feet, and also trying to shot stop. So give me Onana over those 4 options, and I think we'll be in a good place in terms of playing at the back next season.
KJ, you make a really good point about his shot stopping, but I want to take it a step further in terms of him actually playing offensively as well, because one thing about him is he was playing a bit like a 6 in that final, right, where he was pushing up and playing like an extra midfielder. So if you've got him playing in that role, pushing forward, you're going to score more goals. You're definitely going to score more goals. When it comes to low blocks as well, he'll definitely help you against those low blocks, because your team naturally are pushing further up and you're not having to play that deep line. So you might not need him to save as many shots, because offensively, you might be getting quite a lot of goals from that style of keeper. So for me, I want Onana. I really want Onana, but it seems like Chelsea aren't trying to pay that 50 million that they've reported. But yeah, offensively, he will definitely be a massive factor for you guys as well if you do get him.
Bro, he's a player that if we paid £80 million for, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. And I genuinely believe, I don't want us to spend that much, but I wouldn't bat an eyelid, because when I grew up, even up until maybe 5 or 6 years ago, having a world-class goalkeeper in terms of stopping shots, it did help you. You would gain an extra 8-9 points a year having a goalkeeper of that level. But now with the modern day game playing out from the back being what it is, being able to, sometimes when you're being pressed and it's hard to play out the back, having a goalie that can ping a 40-yard ball regularly and find the man in space. Because if you're being pressed high, there's space in the middle. There's always space when somebody presses you. I think you're absolutely right when you say that, Don. Man United's attacking game goes up another level with no other signings. We're going to sign other outfield players. If you just signed Onana this summer, we are a better team next year buying nobody else, let alone adding more firepower up front, more in the midfield, more at the back. We go to another level, and we do need more goals. We need more bagsmen this year. There's no doubt that the Højlund deal looks like United are really going to push for that. The kind of price the Italian press is saying versus the English press, a bit like with Onana, is a little different. But right now, I keep changing what I think my priority is. But genuinely, after that Champions League final, having a world-class distributor at the back is key. When it comes to shot stopping, I was looking at the numbers of De Gea the other day. In the last 2 years, he has declined massively. He was always one of the best stop shoppers out there, but he's slowly falling away from being the best. And this year, I think he ranked about middle of the table in the Premier League. So Onana's probably a better shot stopper than De Gea is now. And De Gea's goalkeeping is probably waned somewhat because of all the pressures from all the other elements of the game that he's bad at. Like, if you're thinking constantly about your feet, giving the ball away, the media pressure because of it, that's going to have an impact on how you... Sorry, I had a sneeze. I've got a fan on in here. A bit dust down my face. But yeah, so I really want him. Him or Costa, I'm not fussed either of the two, but Onana's played for Ten Hag before. There's that connection, understanding of his system, and I really hope we can put... And the thing is, they're talking about 45, 50 million, and they're talking the same price for Pickford. If my manager buys Pickford for the same money that you can get Onana for, we have to win he has to go and win the league to prove that he was right. Like, we have to go and do something so drastic that we don't focus on it, because imagine getting T-Rex arms instead of Onana or Costa. It makes no sense to me. I just don't believe it.
My brain. But in terms of priority, Terry, you said you're fluctuating. Since Harry Kane and Osimhen are off the market, for me, goalkeeper, midfielder, and then those are 2 of the massive priorities for Manchester United right now. I would put Rashford up front for a season. I would alternate him with potentially a younger striker if we buy one, or maybe if Martial for some reason doesn't leave and then comes back to life, then yeah, cool, then we'll have that. But I do believe that we have a good base. Our defense was technically, for clean sheets, the best one in the league somehow. Like, we were there, you know what I mean? The midfield has got some good components in there, just missing those final pieces. And we created chances already. I feel like if we stop conceding stupid goals and getting battered away from home, I believe that we can go on and push and be even better. And I think the goals will come for the players like the Garnachos coming off the bench, like Anthony, like Sancho. If one more season in the system, I think there'll be more goals in that system to help Rashford go forward. So yeah, give me a goalkeeper, give me a midfielder, and then next year Harry Kane on free.
I hear you. Look, and I'd like Højlund to come in. He's another big link to play with Man United today. He wants the move. He's kind of pushing him and his management team to try and get it to happen. One of the reports yesterday suggested Man United might offer Ahmad back to Atalanta for a year loan to try and supplement the overall cost, which look, I'd actually like to see Ahmad given a chance because he was very good in the Championship last year. But having a number 9 is important. Højlund's part of our plans in the medium to long term, as well as, and you never know. Listen, I don't think he's not gonna come in and do what Haaland did. He isn't gonna come in and be Harry Kane, but I think he might surprise people and score a few more goals than's being suggested. I think he got 13 in all comps last year. I think in the Man United team, you might see that young man bag a few more. But yeah, we certainly need to improve in a number of those areas. Viewers, you want to get your take on that? What's the priority for Man United? Midfield, attack, goalkeeper, maybe defense. Where do you think the priority position is for Manchester United? Manchester United is. Let us know in the comment section below.